As we work to shed new light on unsolved cases here in Cakeland, a relatively new project featuring these Kansas cold case playing cards is also doing just that.
That playing deck features 52 cases, including unsolved homicides, missing persons cases, and unidentified remains cases. The cards have been circulating for about a year throughout jails and prisons in Kansas in hopes of generating tips and new leads. Investigators say someone knows something in each of these cases, but they need the public's help.
Not just with Ernie's case, but look through the deck. I mean, they're not just faces. These are people with stories and loved ones and attachments with them. And so even if it's just one case that gets solved through this playing deck, I mean, it will be successful. So it's really important that not only Ernie's case, but everyone's case in this, deserves to be looked at and researched, and at least if there's any information out there with his or any of the cases, to come forth.
In our first close look at these, we go to Garden City for the Ernie Ortiz case.
It was submitted by the Garden City Police Department and was selected for this project. Cake's Hannah King shares the story told by a few of those who knew him best.
No one seems to know who is responsible for the death of Ernie Ortiz.
We just want some answers.
I have no idea why anybody would want to do this to Ernie.
This man gives a lot of his time and is dedicated to his community, and why would somebody do this?
I hope they find somebody that did it.
He was everyone's favorite uncle, including Alex Ramos's.
This loss has not only affected our family, but it's affected the entire community of Garden City.
Ernie was one of 14 children from a well-known Western Kansas family.
We know that in order to get justice, it's going to take all of us.
The Ortiz family is one who never thought they'd have a loved one featured in this kind of deck.
Never thought that I would have any connection to someone that would be on any of those playing cards, let alone, our favorite Uncle Ernie Ortiz.
Especially a name they know and deeply love beside the words homicide victim.
That's one of the biggest shocks is we don't know who would have done this.
Investigators, the family, and the community have been desperate for answers over the last 3.5 years. On September 12, 2019, Garden City Police responded to the area of Buffalo Jones Avenue and Bancroft Street for a reported person down, all in the parking lot of the El Conquistador restaurant. The male located was restaurant owner and well-known Garden City native Ernie Ortiz. He had gunshot wounds, and those would later prove to be fatal. It was supposed to be a normal Thursday night, Mr. Ortiz closing up his restaurant, something he had done for nearly 40 years. Little did he know it would be his last. Garden City Police say the preliminary investigation revealed this could be a possible robbery. It's an idea they continue to work, but most say none of it really even makes sense, given the man involved, the city, and the degree of the crime.
And I've only had one trip to Garden City, but it doesn't seem like something like this happens there or happens often at all.
That's correct. And that's what it was really a big surprise when that did happen, because it doesn't happen a lot in Garden City.
Greg Calzanetti, a longtime friend of Ernie's, recalls the news.
It started getting around town really quick that he was shot. So it was devastating. And then find out, he passed away. I mean, it was unbelievable.
What's it been like in Garden City without him?
A big hole, I think. Because it's strange that he's not around.
The restaurant is no longer El Conquistador. It looks a little different now because the family says they sold it soon after Ernie passed. Cake News visited the restaurant right after his passing back in 2019 when the Mexican cuisine eatery was still theirs. They had hoped to keep it open.
His love's not gonna die, not with us and not with our kids. He's gonna be known for a long, long time.
And as you can imagine, this place is painful for the family to drive past, but they say it's full of beautiful memories.
It is uneasy to think about that his last moments were there, but also in a sense that's what he worked for. That was, one of the things he was passionate about. With so many other things in his life that he was passionate about, what was his restaurant.
It's just one of those freaky things that happened, and it was sad, and I hated them to closed the restaurant down. I was hoping they'd keep it open.
And half a mile away from the Garden City Stable sits the Finney County Senior Center. It's a place where Ernie Ortiz is certainly missed.
Every third Wednesday of the month.
Okay, so
it
about
was just like clockwork.
Ernie and his band would play at the center once a month.
something that we could have here to honor his memory. So
Just take it from Sue Knight.
that's why we bought the bench.
She shares why a bench honoring the Garden City man greets you as you walk in. She also recalls when the restaurant was called El Conquistador and when it was the Ortizes.
I go by there a lot because I live over in that area, and I could almost cry every time I drive by there. So, you know, it's just a sad deal.
Why does it make you emotional?
I don't know. I just think it was something that shouldn't have happened, but it did, but we don't know why. And to happen to such a good guy.
And something that might make anyone emotional is seeing his band still on the activities calendar to this day.
We all loved him. And missing. So I was proud to know him.
Garden City Police say they did make an arrest in connection to Ernie Ortiz's death just a few days after he died, but charges were later dropped due to insufficient evidence.
Ultimately, the Finney County Attorney's Office reviewed everything that was presented and cited a lack of insufficient evidence for that.
Aaron Reyes has been with the Garden City Police Department for 5 years.
To this day, with his case, people are still just in disbelief that it hasn't been solved.
She says all tips are investigated.
Tell me about his impact that it's left here in Garden City.
It was a huge loss, and it's been a huge loss. And just so many unanswered questions from that we continue to work diligently to answer.
But the department needs the public's continued help.
You can't bring this loved one back, but you can put behind bars someone who did this.
Yes. Giving his family some closure, some answers to those just why did this happen? Because you know that they ask themselves every day, why did this have to happen? It's human nature, but just ultimately getting somebody behind bars and prosecuted and paying for what they did.
How would you encourage that individual? Say, hey, put yourself in our situation. What if this was your
Clear
long-term
conscience.
friend?
Just think about it. You're having that weight on your shoulder every day, knowing that you have this information that you can pass on.
The Facebook group, it says justice for Ernie Ortiz. What would justice look like in this situation?
And we will continue to seek justice as long as it takes, you know, whether it's another 2, 3, 5, 10 years. We know that as we keep moving forward, you know, he's going to move forward with us.
One wouldn't call being a member of this deck exciting in any way, but it's the powerful exposure Alex Ramos's uncle's case can get with these cards that have his eyes full of hope.
There's Ernie's.
He's looking at his uncle's card for the first time.
A whole bunch of emotions that come to play looking at this. I think overall it's very positive to see this because this is an action step to get us the justice that we're seeking for our uncle.
He represents this deck's 5 of hearts, a fitting feat, his family says.
His heart was one of the biggest I've ever met.
A big heart to go with some big plans, all for his 70th birthday. It was a day in the works to be celebrated that upcoming November, but he died just 2 months before.
It was to honor his life, but it was still uneasy.
The community, along with friends and family, got together anyway and celebrated perhaps in a way that was most familiar and in a way he may have wanted.
That's his band, and that's some of my aunts, his sisters that are there with him. A lot of the makeup of the gentlemen in the band were his brothers also.
This emotional nephew holds a photo of his uncle, Uncle Ernie Ortiz. He's included here in a way he should have never been.
He should have been there celebrating, you know, his birthday with all of us together.
In Garden City, Henny King, Cake News on your side.
And Ernie's family introduced a GoFundMe account through the Justice for Ernie Ortiz Facebook page. The Crime Stoppers reward is now paying up to $21,500 for information leading to the arrest of the suspect or suspects in this case. If you know anything about this, you're asked to call 1-800-KS-CRIME, Finney County Crime Stoppers, or the Garden City Police Department. You can remain anonymous.